My father his workshop was at the back of our house, and my earliest memories are of stones being moved, and dust, and the talk of stone, where the Stonies, as he calls them, were obsessed. Everywhere they went, in the pub, they were talking about stone, and how this should be worked, and how that sort of stone was a hard piece to work. And so, I mean, it was the life had taken them over, but like me, they wouldn't have had any option. Their fathers would have been stone, and they would have been, at 14, they'd be booted down, go down to so-and-so yard, start on Monday morning. You'd be given a hammer, a few chisels, and an apron, and you became the apprentice, the nipper. I served about 2 years with my father, which were invaluable. I was on the site. He showed me all the tricks. He was very fussy. He'd say, that's not deep enough, go back over that. And that's where you got the feeling of there's more in this than just pucking stone. But there was no feeling of, oh, you must do this, or that's my ambition, to be like a line tamer or an engine driver or something. It was just, you reached an age, you went to work. And my work happened to be stone. The work has varied. We're still, if you like to call it, old style handcraft. We have machines in the way of angle grinders and things, but we have very little in the way of computers and things like that. Nothing in that, and that plays a large part in work at the moment. It's become just imports, China, India. You can send a text with a drawing of a job you want, and given a few weeks, 5 or months, the container will come in with your job ready, and you just have to set it. So the apprentices really aren't coming up. It's a very solitary and noisy and dusty occupation, and it's usually people who like their own company, I suppose, who seem to gravitate towards it. You find when you're working, if you're on a piece like that point piece I was doing there, your mind is taken up with it. You're concentrating on details, and you're just watching each, because it's very easy to put the wrong stroke of the chisel in, and while you, in a lot of cases, you can recover if you make that, but in some cases it's irreparable, and you have to start again. It was hard work. Most of it was hard work, but only looking back on it now, I realise that it's a job for fairly young people. It's physical, but as far as leaving the place and that, I have very little sentimental feeling about it. You know, it's happening gradually over the last number of years. So there's no time for it's not like somebody in the civil servants whom they suddenly come in one day and empty the drawer and give him his clock and drinks all around and he's gone. I think that's more traumatic and possibly harmful. But the way it's happening here, it's more like it's happening slowly, and it's like it's like an evolving. So that when the day comes, I won't be shedding tears, I can tell you. I don't think I'll shed tears. I think you have to have you have to have the interest. You know, you must see a result, and in an age of throwaway trivia, where stuff is produced en masse, when somebody gets something, makes something themselves, and it sits there, and it's going to be there in 100 years' time if it's not destroyed, it strikes some sort of a chord, and the creative thing comes into play there. That has to be there. It can take over. It can become like a shlibaha, as they say. You know, it's part of your main interest in life. Other things are transitory sort of things. They come and they go, but you have this interest all the time. That's why I hope that the students who come pouring out of the college every year, in all, meaning painters, potters, sculptors, all sorts, that even a small fraction of them keep the spark they had when they were students, keep that going, and not go being drawn into the Celtic tigerish sort of nondescript world which can come and go. That little bug is there, and it just doesn't leave you. You know, it stays with you, and if you give it a chance, it will see it through a fairly happy life. Not rewarding. You won't be on the Hello magazine or anything like that, but you'll see something that you've done for the few years you have, you know.